Hey guys, it's Marlo back again with yet another toy review. This time it's for some of Funko's Savage World horror figures here. Now these are a series of figures done much like the vintage Masters of the Universe figures and the Remco Warlord figures from back in the day. And what's cool about these figures, again, these are a series of figures from the Savage World line. Right here, these are the horror figures, which first off consists of Pinhead, as you can see back there, Jason Voorhees, Leatherface from a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Michael Myers there from Halloween. Basically what Funko is doing here is taking these iconic characters and representing them more or less in barbarian styles, so they would fit nicely with Masters of the Universe type figures again, or the Remco Warlord figures. And I just think they're really cool, these interpretations here. We have Jason, you can see here, he's just clad in chains and leather, and instead of his, regular machete, he has something here constructed out of bones and an axe there. The hockey mask is kind of funny. I guess you can kind of construct something like that back in the day. It's just basically a mask, but that is something kind of modern that they threw on him that's, representative of Jason. I thought that was kind of funny that they couldn't throw a hat on Freddy here. He looks a little bit weird with the hood. It would have been nice if they threw on maybe something more like a hat or something like that. Maybe not a fedora hat, but I think he would be more recognizable with some kind of hat instead of a hood. But still, we can see that he is Freddy. He has the sash here across his chest that represents what he has in the classic films. And instead of his regular gloved hands, we can see this thing right there, which I'm guessing will fit over his hands there. So he will have his iconic bladed fingers in another form. So anyways, let's take a closer look at each in package. They're pretty nice. Again, this is a series of figures that Funko is putting out. They're doing some DC characters as well, which I'll try to collect. They've thrown Thundercats into the mix. This is Mumra. They pretty much look straight out of the cartoon, just done more in that Masters of the Universe style design once again. You also have Lion-O here, as you can see. And they do look pretty cool side by side. Even the packaging is reminiscent of the old Masters of the Universe figures. The back of the cards show this set of 5 that are available right now. Hopefully they'll do more. There's definitely more iconic horror figures or characters out there that they can make into figures. Maybe Chucky somehow, and Ghostface from Scream, just to name a few. But it would be cool to see more. So here is Michael Myers. They did misspell the name. They put Michael Myers. That's kind of funny. From Halloween Resurrection. Comes with 2 knives there. And real quick, we have Leatherface. Instead of a regular chainsaw, he has some kind of weird chainsaw looking appendage thing that he can snap onto the end of his hand. So that's pretty cool. He also comes with an appendage attachment in the shape of that mallet. And I'm going to open them up to give you guys a closer look, but I thought they looked cool in package as well, so just wanted to show you guys that before we open them up. And here we have Pinhead with his lament box, and some people didn't really care for how he looked, but I think he looks cool. He reminds me of Hordak or someone like that from the Masters of the Universe line. Something like kind of futuristic, or like a wizard or something from back in the day, as opposed to these more barbaric looking other characters here. So anyways, let's open them up and take a closer look at each of the figures out of package. And here we have each of the Funko Horror Savage World figures out of package, and I think they just look amazing. Again, they're not for everyone. You gotta be either a horror fan and just, you know, don't mind the style, or a big Masters of the Universe fan from, you know, the classic series, original series, and just love this style overall. You know, the muscle-bound look here, the barbarians, all that kind of stuff. So most likely, if you're a guy who grew up in the 80s and you're now about 30 or 40 years old like me, you're definitely gonna feel the nostalgia and understand the love for these figures. And for me that collects toys and I love toys, these just feel like designer, one-of-a-kind type customs, you know? I mean, they just feel like very original and really cool. I mean, back in the day, you'd probably have to get stuff like this from certain toy conventions or designer conventions, but now Funko's making this cool stuff available for everyone who wishes to collect this type of stuff. So here we have Freddy Krueger. He looks much more like Freddy with his gloved hand here. Pretty cool, and you can see all the burnt flesh on him. So he is definitely Freddy Krueger as we know him. See if I can get the focus a little bit better. There you go. See all the burns there, the details, really nicely done. And like the classic Masters of the Universe figures, you have 5 points of articulation at the head, the arms, which rotate up and down, the waist. Unfortunately, there is no spring action like in the old figures, but still, there is that articulation point, and of course the 2 legs. And I wish I had my classic figures with me to pair up with these guys to show you how they look side by side. I'll try to insert a photo just to give you guys an idea of how those vintage figures looked and how they might stack up next to these figures. I'll try to insert that there on the side. And moving on, we have Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Again, pretty cool looking, all the leather there and the tattered clothes. You see some of the bones coming through on the chest. My only gripe with these figures is that they don't really hold their weapons very well. They're kind of loose. So maybe for future releases they can remedy that and try to tighten up the gripping hands, or make the weapons a little bit more, a little bit more solid in the hands, like fatter handles or something. Because you can see here, especially with Michael Myers, they're really loose and they just easily can come off. So that's kind of a bummer. And the same with, he dropped it here. With Pinhead, he has his weapon, and this also does easily slide out of his hands. Try to get it back in there. So he has 2 weapons there, as well as his lament box. I would think, for me anyways, that Pinhead here is my favorite. He just looks really cool. He just looks like a muscle-bound version of Pinhead. He doesn't look too different from what he normally looks like, and he does come with the most accessories, the 2 weapons and the lament box. Most of the others either come with 1 or 2 accessories. Leatherface is looking pretty cool here. You can see the details on him. Some of the blood splatter on him and his apron. I might even go in there and customize these a little bit more myself, try to grimy them up a little bit more, weather them, put more blood on them. Again, just to make them look more to my taste. So that would be a nice fun project for myself later on. And I'll give you a closer look at Pinhead. Fat looking nails in his head there, and I wish they put little hooks or something on his belt so that he could hang his weapons on there. So I might again customize it and add something there. some string, because there is some hooks on each of the weapons. Oops, there we go. On the handles there. Let me see. There you go. So it looks like it was meant to hang on something, but unfortunately they didn't make anything on them. I saw somebody do this. They were hanging the weapons off of Pinhead's face, so that was kind of funny. Oops. I don't know if I can get mine to do that, but anyways, you get the idea. So let me position all these guys side by side for you guys. So again, for you horror fans and fans of the vintage Masters of the Universe, this is a really cool series, and I never did really imagine He-Man going up against the likes of Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, or Leatherface, but now with these figures we can do that. It'll be a lot of fun just seeing them side by side. These guys can be paired up with Skeletor and his horde of evil minions, as well as Hordak and whatnot. So again, just some fun figures here for you collectors. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick little review and unboxing. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, share the video, like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Take care, guys. Keep on collecting, and see you next time. Bye-bye.